Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the build-up show. Liverpool take on Chelsea again, hopefully better this time. Chris Paycheck joins me, Simon Cole joins me, and Louis Connor as well. Let's get stuck into it. Chris, hi.
Hi, mate.
You good?
No, because defeat hurt.
Yes.
Defeat against Chelsea hurt, so let's not be having any more of that this season, please.
Yeah, I could go the rest of my life without seeing Liverpool lose to Chelsea, and I'd be a much happier man. I think it goes without saying. In the very simplest of terms, Chris, we've got a chance for some quick revenge here.
Yes, we do, and I have trust that this Liverpool team can deliver that revenge, swift and true, if you will. But seriously, in a mentality side of things, the team that goes out there and faces Chelsea at the weekend has got to be like, I know they're mates with them and I know they're the same squad, but they have got to be thinking, that wasn't us that got beat. Yeah. That was not us that got beat. And we need to go there and assert our dominance onto Chelsea and show them that, you guys have been playing good football, you're in great form, but this Liverpool side is more resolute and has more attacking options than they do. And just go there and slay them, basically.
I think I think we saw from the midweek game that our second string team and Chelsea's second string team is pretty close. Pretty close. And I think, analysing, I thought Liverpool were more or less the best of the two teams. It's irrelevant. Chelsea got the win, yada, yada. The hope is we're going to see two teams at full strength in this game. Now, we are the away side, which will be a factor, unfortunately, in this game. But yeah, you've got to, this is what it's about now. It's kind of an irrelevant, or at least you've got to play into the player's mindset to make him feel that was kind of an irrelevant. It was what it was. And if Liverpool are as good as we think they are and as good as they think they are, then they should be absolutely relishing the chance to test themselves against a full strength.
And they absolutely will be, because this is an opportunity for both sides, not just Liverpool to, Chelsea need to claw back a couple of points and Liverpool want to make it a 5-point gap or whatever it will be after this game if we're able to get the win. And, that gives us a little bit of leeway maybe going into the Manchester City game, although you wouldn't want anyone thinking of it quite like that.
Yeah.
But this is the biggest week of the season so far, Yeah. I'd rather win the two Premier League. Ideal world, you win 3, but I'd rather win the 2 Premier League games and maybe get a draw against Napoli. I think Klopp goes full strength in this game, speaks to the physios and says on Wednesday or whenever the Napoli game is, and says, look, who can go now? And if they can go, are they going to be good enough for the next game? Because I want full strength here, I want full strength here. And if there's anyone that can't be full strength, then they're not playing in this midweek game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And Simon, no one's going to need any motivation for this. It's a massive game of football. It's also an opportunity. We've been benchmarking a little bit this season. That's another game from last season where we went away and we didn't get anything out of that match. I mean, it wasn't as embarrassing as the away Spurs game was last season, but that's another thing that will be a factor here. And in addition to the whole top of the table clash thing, this is an opportunity for us to start to say, this isn't a 3-horse race, it's a 2-horse race.
Yeah, no, I agree. And and interestingly as well, we find ourselves in the same sort of situation that we were in this time last season, having played, who were the champions then, of course, as well, weren't they? Leicester, playing them away in the League Cup. And then we played them back to back. I think it was back to back.
Yeah,
anyway.
But both away, weren't they?
But they were both away, which is obviously the slight difference from this time. But I fully expect us to go and do the business. I mean, the game can't come quick enough for me, because it's just from a pride point of view, because we lost last night. But it was just like a dress rehearsal in that sense, and it was only the understudies that were playing, wasn't it? So I just fully expect the boys to turn up, the proper back five, with no disrespect to the back five that played last night, but. Just bring it on.
Well, it's not a personal disrespect,
not, no,
is it?
No. They haven't played, have
your
they?
Best your best team's your best team. That's the thing. We did this we were talking about this on the final word. Liverpool, we're not the finished article, and the defence is probably the thing that still is there. That still hangs by a big Virgil van Dijk sized thread, I think, at times. Yeah. But you can see that what was good is it showed how far we've upgraded. Now I wonder whether, again, like Chris saying, the lads who've played in that, they'll be watching it the same way that we were watching, going, God, we are so much better with these players in the side. And I wouldn't expect it to lead to an arrogance, but it's just the fact of the matter is Liverpool are going to be a much more dangerous prospect just for putting the normal back five in.
Yeah, and I think also in fairness to the lads that played last night is that, and we were saying this earlier on, that this time last year, you would have expected those 5 probably to start the game, whereas this year, we wouldn't expect any of them to start.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I mean, that's not because they've just overnight become bad players, but, you know, on top of that...
We've gone up levels.
We have, yeah. And also, but those lads that played last night, let's not forget, they haven't played themselves and they haven't played together either. So it's kind of, you know, there's a double, triple whammy there, really, for, you know...
Yeah, I mean, Louis, it's they're going to be... we're talking about us and us being a better side. I mean, look, it was also tangible how good Eden Hazard is compared to the rest of their team. There's not going to be any keeping him in reserve for this. You know, they've got, I don't even know how their fixtures lie post this, but you know, they haven't got a big Champions League game to look forward to and what have you, so they will be able to stop it. They will be able to put focus into this, of course, and you know, so Kante's going to start, Hazard's going to start, and this is not going to be simple case of, well, we're going to be stronger, therefore we'll piss this. No, it's not. Chelsea are going to be up for it. If there's any note of encouragement, it might be the Arsenal went there, looked terrible at times in that game, but also could quite easily have wiped Chelsea off the park.
And yeah, I think I saw enough of it midweek as well against them, to where if they play the same tactic as they get in at the weekend, there's going to be so much space in behind for us. I thought, even though it's not our main front three, I thought Shaqiri and Sturridge and Mane had loads of chances to get in behind. Mm-hmm. And if you replace that on Saturday with Salah or Firmino, and again Mane, the chances we're going to be able to create, there's going to be tons of them. I think the midfield could do with like battling a bit more, because fuck's sake, my head's gone. Sorry, lad. We'll go again.
You just got too excited.
Yeah, I did. Okay, my head, right. So yeah, I saw enough on Saturday to think that we can get in behind with them loads. You know, Shaqiri and Mane got in behind a lot. I think if you replace that with Salah, we're going to create loads and loads of chances.
Yeah. And he's got and Salah's always going to have something to prove against Chelsea as well. It's always worth thinking about that game. He'll have been raging with how the games went last year, of course. And I think there's so much needed. There's so much to play for. I don't think, and I've been having this conversation with people, I think I would be fearful in years gone by of Liverpool being top and having to maintain being top. And I'm not saying Liverpool are going to stay top of the league for every single game week now between now and the end of the season. But I do feel that the best chance we've got is to stay on top. I don't fancy our chances being a chaser this time around. So there's something to is going into this game and going, that's the beauty of taking it to Chelsea. Because you go, no, this is a chance to reassert our dominance.
Like I said, there's a massive chance to really put a statement out there. You know, I think before the international break, whilst we were top, there was a lot of people going, oh, you know, they haven't really played anyone yet. And then we went to Tottenham and beat them and then beat PSG. This weekend, it's a chance for us to kind of, stick our hand out and put them on Chelsea's head and just be like, right, there's a bit of a gap now. We've already made it, a gap between, us United, us and Arsenal, us and Spurs. Yeah. And like you said before, it's a chance now to really early on make it look like a two-horse race.
Yeah, and we talked in the build-up to Chris this week really about how there was a psychological battle in here about how the season progresses onwards, and if you were able to get a double over Chelsea, it tells every level of their squad that we're better than them. We've missed out on that first opportunity, but there is also that thing of going, I want to be able to walk out this game, I'm sure our players will too, walk out this game going, well, great, enjoy your League Cup. But ultimately, what we know and what we're all driving towards, what we all want more than anything else, is those 3 points in the league.
The 3 points is absolutely key. What we want as fans and believe as fans that we can challenge for the Premier League this season. And Chelsea might be able to challenge as well. They've started really impressively the way that they've been going about getting results. But like what Louis was saying, like what you were saying, the way that Arsenal were able to cut them apart shows that they've maybe got a softer underbelly than Liverpool. And I can't remember the last time that was the case, to be honest with you. When you look at the two defences and you think Liverpool's got a better defence than Chelsea, and that for me on its own tells you the tide's changing. Yeah. And look at the front threes. Well, I'd rather have ours. Yeah. I'd like Jorginho, don't get me wrong, and I'd love N'Golo Kante as well. But as a unit, our three midfielders are often overlooked because they play so well together, and they're enablers. They enable the full-backs to get involved. They enable the front three to play the way that they want to play. So as a team, we're much better. We're much better prepared for this type of a fixture. And if Chelsea dominate possession, like they have tended to do this season, then we will I hope, come out on top, because that plays into our hands.
My sneaky hope with Chelsea is that, again, it's this thing of a new manager coming in and trying to assert his new way. And Sarri's coming, I think he's been quite pragmatic. I don't think he's looked to come in and just turn it all up and go, right, everyone, this is how we're doing it all of a sudden. But there will be elements of that to it, you know what I mean? Ultimately, that they will be looking to try and progress. And I know he said that, and I know it's head games when he talked about them being a year behind us or whatever, but in very simple terms, you know, they are. You know, he needs time to properly get his feet under the table. The concern with the Chelsea thing, and I think this is, but also where I think Chelsea are at going into this game, and I think a number of teams are like this. They've got really good players, they've got individual match winners, and they've got so much experience of being winners as well, that they can, without being tactically perfect, can just go and beat most teams in the Premier League, because they've got the guys who can do it. Look, Eden Hazard's been 5 goals in 6 games so far this season, tells you the story. He's been going out there and destroying people single-handedly. I hope that this is the game where it's going to show those levels, that we are a team that is totally in tune with what this manager's doing, plus we've got world-class players, and this is in that regard, is another one of those.
Listen, Hazard has been in scintillating form, but I think when Chelsea dropped their points, Hazard was almost taken out of the game, and that's probably key for how Liverpool go about this, because right now they've got individual match winners, exactly what you're saying there. But I feel like our team is better prepared for not everybody firing. You know, we haven't seen Salah firing on all cylinders. We haven't seen Bobby Firmino firing on all cylinders. Mane's been playing very, very well. But when we all hit our heights, I think we can crush teams. But even without hitting our heights, we can go toe-to-toe with the best teams in the league. And that's the difference between this Liverpool and previous iterations of Klopp's Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, is there anyone you saw from the performance in midweek and you think they've played themselves into contention for this one?
No, it's an acceptable answer. No, it's a totally acceptable answer.
Not other than the ones that we think will probably start anyway. Yeah. You know, I mean, Hendo, I mean, we'll come on to the starting 11s, but I would imagine Hendo will play.
But I mean more in regards, I mean, there's the usual suspects.
Scary Sturridge, you thinking?
Exactly.
I wouldn't. I mean, I thought Shaqiri was really good last night.
It's more encouraging, I think, on the Shaqiri front from a perspective of we're building him up, and now we're not throwing him in cold to a game of football anymore. So you know if you need to go up a step or you need to change something up, if you're chasing the game or you just want to put a game to bed, then at least he feels like a more viable option in that regard. Yeah. And even Sturridge by the same notion.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Shaqiri though, I think, I mean, I know it's early days yet, but he seems to have ticked a few boxes, like coming into a game with, 10 or 15 left, started last night, started at the weekend, albeit he only got half a game, but, he just looks like he slots in without, it's kind of seamless really. I mean, Sturridge got his goal again last night, could have had 2-3 others, I didn't think he looked quite as sharp last night as he has done in the other games where he's featured. I mean, I thought he looked a bit sharper last week in the PSG game. He just seemed to be on his heels a bit last night, I felt, and he didn't.
On his heels, and as you say, could have walked away with a hat-trick, which is defined as the forms to be in, to be fair.
I mean, the one that everyone will talk about is the one where he put it wide when he's gone round the keeper. But that was probably, you could kind of understand that one. It was there was a couple of other opportunities.
And Chris pointed this out in the final word, or maybe it was the Man of the Match podcast. It's 95% Daniel Sturridge, that goal anyway. You know what I mean? That's not a chance. That's not a chance that it's been crafted and but he has literally gone and made that chance for himself, only to miss it. So there's a modicum of credit that comes.
I found the more frustrating ones, the ones where like Shaqiri puts him in the first half and he didn't quite find his touch. And I think there was a couple of other occasions in the game where he perhaps didn't anticipate. I mean, it might have been a bad pass as well, to be fair to him. But again, it was just that. But again, this comes back to players not quite, gelling because they haven't all played together.
We'll keep coming back to this, Louis, that it's very early in the season, still, to be fair. And what we're looking at right now, and it's very rare that Liverpool have had this in God, even at the time that I've been watching, probably go back to like 2001, 2002, really. We've got lads, understudies there who, whilst there is a drop-off from our main front three, it's not we're not putting Dom Solanke on the bench with the hope that we're going to throw him on with 10 minutes left to go and pray that his goal-scoring ability suddenly clicks in. This is putting tried and tested senior footballers who happen to also be in pretty good form onto a bench and going, well, there you go. We have got genuine options all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, since Klopp's been in England, how often have we heard, oh, he hasn't got a plan B? There's no plan B from Klopp. You look at the bench now, there's plan C, D and E on there. Yeah. There's so many options we can go with now. You know, you saw against Southampton, we dropped Shaqiri in the midfield. He can play on the wing if he wants to. We've got Sturridge who can come on. And even then, you're looking... I mean, you've got to think, I mean, obviously, I wasn't great last season, but people like Origi and stuff like that still who could come in.
Yeah.
We've practically got a second 11 who, whilst they weren't great on Wednesday, could be a Premier League team.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing about this, what we talked about from the midweek kiss is that, yeah, look, if you make 11 changes to that Liverpool side, it's not going to be great. And I know we didn't make that many, but you know, in isolation, we've got players who can have positive, tangible impacts in games. Oh, yeah. And this is what Man City have got. This Chelsea have got this. They did it with Hazard. You know, they've got Willian, Pedro, and Hazard in rotation for wing positions, and now we've got Shaqiri to throw into our.
And that's it. And you know, we were really on tenterhooks at the end of last season in case anybody picked up an injury, whereas, you know, heaven forbid this should happen. But a couple of games here and there for Shaqiri, I'll be like, yeah, I'll actually be looking forward to it. Yeah. I'd actually be looking at what type of an impact he can get in our first 11, in our proper formation, to see what he can do. Yeah. And that's not something that you can say for a long time when you've ever had anyone sat on the bench wishing that he almost gets an opportunity. You know, last 20 minutes of games, he gets to come on because I want to see what impact he's going to have. And Shaqiri can have a good impact on this side, and he's a much better player than I have given him credit for over his career as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, we're going to be going through everyone's preferred 11s in a moment. Before then, everyone needs a little bit of cheesy porno music and awesome looking t-shirts in their lives, yeah? Yeah? Yes, Bobby Firmino t-shirts available now. The Redmen TV shop.bigcartel.com. Get involved. Always good. And also these as well, to be fair, which is unsolicited. We did actually do this by accident. Yeah. Because we actually like the t-shirts. So yeah, we are wearing our Redmen 92 shirts as well. Expertly designed by one Simon Cole as well. So there you go.
And the Bobbies.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, preferred 11s then. Very, very similar across the board. If the midweek one was the most interesting we've had of this segment in quite some time, because it all existed in possibility.
Everyone got Moreno in at left back, Vardy right back. Lovren, Matip, Mignolet goal now. Just me.
They've not played their way into contention. They haven't played their way into contention. Remember when that was just our best defence?
It was a year ago.
No.
Feels
like a lifetime ago. Right. So everyone's gone with Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robbo. Barring any unforeseen circumstances. The only debate really is, as ever this season, is in the midfield three. Louis gone for Hendo, Gini, Milner. Simon's gone for Hendo, Gini, Milner. And Chris has gone for Hendo, Keita, Milner.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about why I want to put Keita in there instead?
Is it to do with another show that you're recording this week?
Yes. So yeah, peek behind the curtain. I don't like to put my same side out as my starting 11 prediction, so I've decided that this is the game for Naby Keita, basically. And Naby Keita, had a good performance at the weekend. Will understand exactly his role against this Sarri side as well. He's had a little look at it. He played alongside James Milner in it as well. And we struggled first 50 minutes, but they did get a grip of the game. I'm trying to convince myself here. I feel like I'm starting to put a decent answer together.
I mean, obviously, Jorginho and that, he's great, passing the ball and everything, but defensively, he's not the best. So if you can have someone in midfield like Keita who gets the ball and runs at him, it could create a load of chances for
Why
us.
didn't you put Keita in yours then?
Because I don't want him in there.
He would prefer not to. That's the point. No, it's an interesting point. I thought what was telling about Keita as the game wore on, and particularly leading up to Daniel Sturridge's goal, was him just making more of a nuisance himself up against the back four. You know, he offered a lot more support, and we've seen this at times where I think he started the season a bit too box to boxy, whereas I'd like to see him be more mid to box. You know what I mean? As much as anything else, like I don't think he needs to. I think he is better. His best attributes are on the front foot, and that the build to Sturridge goal. We try to get the ball to him first. It ricochets away, it causes problems, and then when it comes, obviously, he opens his body, turns, gets the shot away. I think that's something that he brings that the other lads we've got at the minute don't quite offer in the same way. Wijnaldum showed little signs of it in pre-season, but we've not quite seen enough of it in the senior games. I mean, largely because he's been deployed in the six. I went with Gini actually in the six for this one. I went Gini, Milner, Keita. I don't think it will be that. I think almost certainly it'll be Henderson, and I actually think it will be Gini and Keita. I actually think in the midfield, because Milner, it's a lot of footy for old Jimmy Milner, isn't it? But Henderson, I think, is nailed on. But that midfield, you know, the Gini Milner certainly thing, Gini in the six has been so impressive. And I keep thinking, what game is this not best suited to? I thought Spurs would be the game that I thought all these games they might struggle, and they seem to just be taking stuff in the stride. So it's an interesting one.
I know we're a week away from this, but can I make an early call on the midfield for the City game?
Go ahead.
A 4-2-3-1 with Hendo and Gini and Shaqiri in the 10. Shaqiri taking over the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain role, and you know those two midfielders having to just work so hard. I think that's a good little ploy for that.
That's a good shout. Yeah, tune in next week to find out whether Chris has the bottle to go with that. Great. Yeah, let me know your preferred 11s in the comments section. Let's have a quick look at the fixtures going on around the league. Everyone chock-a-block on the Saturday. West Ham Man United is the early kick-off, 12:30.
Well, they might beat them 8-0.
Wow, yeah, West Ham just flying.
United are basically Macclesfield, aren't they?
2 or whatever. Arsenal Watford is a 3 o'clock kick-off at the Emirates. Spurs travel to Huddersfield, 3 o'clock. Man City host Brighton, and then of course it's us in the late kick-off. Any concerns over us being the last team to play it, or just whatever?
I don't really worry about when we play too much anymore. I think already over the short period of the season, we've proved that we can do it before, we've proved that we can do it afterwards. Yeah. So no concerns over that. And to be honest, whether you're playing before or after Manchester City when they're hosting Brighton, it's a banker on 3 points City. That's what you're going into that game. Whether that happens or not, it's already in your mind that they're getting 3 points this weekend.
And we're playing one of the big boys as well. So
well, this is it. We had this with the Spurs weekend. Simon, is that every one of those teams will look at their fixtures there. I mean, Arsenal Watford is a real tester for Arsenal there, and you could. Conceivably, it would be weird because West Ham can hurt you, but you would still fancy Man United to do West Ham, but it's in the realms of possibility given they got the draw against Chelsea last week. You've got to work on the mindset, as Chris kind of says. They're really not just Man City. Everyone's probably going to pick up 3 points, and they're all going to be then putting the feet up, and they're going to be sitting down and watching our game, waiting for one of the other rivals, particularly Man City, are going to be waiting to see us cut each other's throats, and that's an added pressure, but also, you know, an added incentive because everyone is waiting for us to slip up. You do all your hard work, and then if Liverpool go out and they get the 3 points, it actually, Man City could conceivably smash Brighton off the park there. They could put a 5-0 in, and then still be behind us in the table come the end of the night.
And for us as well. I mean, I'm sure the players and the manager won't be thinking beyond this Saturday, but for us, even if we did drop points against Chelsea, as fans we know that we've got the City game coming straight off the back to, because they're going to get 3 points this weekend.
We're playing for the opportunity.
So we know that we can just claw that back again next weekend if we don't do the business on Saturday.
You want to, Louis, go into that Man City game next weekend being comforted by the notion that if Man City just turn up and they are absolutely at their ruthless best and you don't get the win, then it's fine. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not fine to be losing at Anfield, of course. But you know, a draw in that game there is you've given yourself that buffer.
Yeah, and I think, do you know what, I actually quite like the fact that we're playing after City this weekend, because it's the first opportunity for them to get ahead of us. And if they go and get the 3 points and then we turn up to Chelsea and win, it'll almost feel like
love that.
No, it would almost feel like these just won't go away, will they?
Love that.
Yeah.
Great shout. Yeah. That is a great shout.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, completely agree. Score predictions then, Louis, what have you gone for? I say gone for, you're thinking it up on the spot right now.
2-0 Liverpool.
Okay, cool. Sam?
I'll go 3-1 Liverpool.
It's not your dad, but I always seem to pick
whoever sits
in that seat. I was thinking 3-1. I just fancy Giroud to do something against us, because I don't know why I always seem to feel like he does something against us. But I think we've got the ability to blow these away. And I'll just say now, a draw is a totally good, a very good result at Stamford Bridge.
We said this for years, and Alex Ferguson very much had this mentality, more toward the tail end, but he was still winning league titles at this point. Go and get a point away from home against your rivals, and then look to beat them at home, and that's a solid way to build a title challenge. I'd like this to go like the Spurs game, if I'm perfectly honest. Although I'd like the scoreline to reflect our dominance a little bit more. That being said, 2-0. I think they're forwards, and it's easy to say this now with being a few days out, being target men. I think suits Gomez and Van Dijk. Mm-hmm. It's going to be on Eden Hazard thing.
Has Sarri played Hazard in the false line? Because
it's a good question.
We saw a lot of that last season, didn't we?
It's interesting. I think, to be fair, Hazard's only been getting... He's been getting blooded back into the side, but he's still been incredible. To my mind, I don't think so. I think it's been Giroud who's been the main man. But again, if you're Chelsea fans and you know more about your club, which I'd imagine you do because you actually pay attention to them and I don't.
I'll ask Louis.
We'll speak to Louis from 100% Chelsea. Chris will be doing the Oppo preview with him on the channel. Ultimately Hazard's the one, and I think all eyes will be on Andy Robertson in particular in this, and I wonder whether he will try a similar thing or whether he goes over to the side and tests Trent. If it's Trent, he's already got a lot of expensive players in his back pocket.
He's got room for one more, mate.
I think he's got room, but he's just get bigger pockets, Trent.
Combats.
So we'll see, yeah, absolutely.
From the side pocket.
Fascinating game of the weekend. I'm very, very excited to look forward to this one, and I hope you are too. If you want more content from us at the Redmen TV, go over to the redmentv.com, sign up. It is free for the first month. We do everything. We've got, particularly for post-match content, largely hour-long final word shows. We do man of the match. We do so much of Crystal's stats and tactics. We do some of the dafter stuff as well. So whatever element of this that you seem to like, there's more of it on the redmentv.com. Go and sign up and we'll see you there.